The James and Greg Show.
Ladies, we're here. We caught this man walking down the street, just catching some Los Angeles rays here. You probably know his face. He is the poster child of one of the most famous groups in the country and the world. I'm excited to be here. It's a pleasure to be with Mr. L.J. Reynolds from the Dramatics. Now, what we're going to do today, we're going to give you a little bit of information about L.J., where he comes from, where he is today, and where he's going. L.J., how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Doing real good.
He's doing great, people. Now, a lot of people know you from the Dramatics, but it started before then. I mean, I know you're from Detroit, or is it Detroit?
Well, it started from a small town about 90 miles from Detroit called Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw, Michigan. I was born in Saginaw, Michigan in 1952, where I went to school in Saginaw. And at the age of 5 or 6, I was in the Jet magazine, where I was a high jumper in the Project Community Center, and I jumped over my head. So you had to go all the way back to Jet magazine. It was about 8 pages in Jet magazine at that time. It just started, so and that was in the 50s. And later I started recording and traveling back and forth to New York City with a lady by the name of Janie Mack. Janie Mack.
Was she a promoter or an agent?
Janie Mack was a very feisty young lady in Saginaw, Michigan that apparently knew some good talent, and me and her kind of hooked up, and she was about maybe 20-something years older than me, and she got with my mother, who was probably about 30, and convinced my mother to allow me to go back and forth to New York with her to cut records.
And how old were you, man?
I was about maybe, before then I was tap dancing with about 30 young girls. I forgot about that. And that was with the city.
But when this lady Janie took you to New York, you couldn't have been 25.
No, I was only about 10 or 11, 10 years old.
Wow. So this talent that you possess that the people see on the stage with the Dramatics has been in work, if you will, for quite a bit.
Yeah, again, like I said, even before then, having a high jumping thing, at the age of about 6, 7, and 8, I was tap dancing with a group called the Ziggy Johnson Tour.
Ziggy Johnson.
So, and we tap danced, and I was the only little guy that tapped with around about 30 girls, and you had your high steppers and your stepperettes. And so I was tap dancing with the stepperettes, so I must have been about 4 or 5. And after that, I retired from tap dancing and went to singing.
Singing, people, which we know all about. That's one of the things that has me here with you, is singing, man. The singing is beautiful. Now, you were in New York City at the age of 12. Did you stay there? Did you go back to what is it? What's this, Saginaw?
I went back and forth to New York for a few years, from 10 years old to probably around about maybe 13. Going back and forth on the main. I ended up on the Mainstream record label, which was the same label that I forget the girl's name. She
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin. She was on that label, Mainstream Records, and I cut a record called Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth. Well,
and I couldn't have been about maybe 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because kids have a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Was it a kid song with kids?
Oh yeah. You know, lying in my bed, looking at your letter. My mama said, go to bed. You know, do it. And said that I got a sweet tooth, ice cream won't do. I got a sweet tooth in my heart for you.
Well, that's soul, y'all. That's what you're known as.
That was my first big record. That was, to me, we sold probably around about 10 copies.
Was it played on the radio?
No, to tell you the truth, we were on a mainstream label, so you never know what you sold back then.
Was that right? They didn't tell you, did they?
We didn't ask.
If it was something, it was better than nothing.
But we were just having fun, I think. But Janie Mack had some great ideas, and later on, she decided that she called me Larry Chubby Reynolds at some point. We tried that, and that didn't work because Chubby Checkers had
trademark on Chubby?
a monopoly on that,
okay,
the Chubby business.
Sure.
And so later on, she named me. She said, you know, Larry Reynolds is not a famous name. She said, I'm gonna name you L.J. Reynolds. Now, where do you think the J come from?
the James?
No, Janie.
Is that right?
She the one named me L.J. Reynolds, and God bless her, she passed away about last year and a half ago.
Man, you see the world, you learn something every day on the James and Greg show. Now I got to ask you something. You said that that happened to you at, is it 13 or 14?
What?
The name change.
Yeah, about 15. She changed it to L.J. Reynolds.
Because there's not many people other than your family, I would imagine, that knows that your name is Larry.
You're probably right. If I was walking down the street and somebody hollered Larry, I'd probably keep stepping.
Now I understand that you were down here in New York and a group called Chocolate Syrup is out of New York. You sang with them, right?
Chocolate Syrup, sure did. Sang with them. That was the first group that I was at the Apollo Theater with. I was 17 years old and I joined the Chocolate Syrup. And it later became L.J. Reynolds and the Chocolate Syrup at the latter part of our career. We only had 2 or 3 records together. And I did the Apollo Theater with the Chocolate Syrup, and then later did it with the Dramatics.
That's what I heard, man. Jesus, this is a blessing. So did you ever feel like, at the young age, that you were something special as far as the singing business is concerned?
No. I just felt like that all those people that were so special at the time that were getting hit records and stuff like that, I always felt like they were no more special than me as far as talent was concerned.
Sure.
And so I always knew that one day I'll make it some kind of way.
There you go. He'll make it. He'll make it some kind of way. Well, it looks like you did, man, because you say you sang with the Dramatics and Chocolate Syrup. Chocolate Syrup before the Dramatics. The Dramatics, when you came into the group, were you well accepted?
Oh yeah. I had a great time with the Dramatics. We did over 38 top 10 singles with the Dramatics. We've sold millions and millions of records. We've been on Soul Train more than most acts ever been on Soul Train.
I looked that up, and you're absolutely right.
We did Arsenio Hall, Dinah Shore, Mike Douglas, Rose Fox, Magic Johnson's last show, Arsenio Hall. So we've had a great ride, and we're still touring today.
And I know that. And see, here's the thing about the Dramatics. You guys were not signed to Motown. Am I wrong?
No, I'm never signed to Motown. At the time that they attempted to get with Motown, I wasn't in the group.
Ah.
So they might have ended up on, but I think it's a good thing that everybody didn't end up on Motown. Aretha Franklin didn't end up on Motown. She's from Detroit.
Sure.
The Dramatics didn't end up at Motown. We ended up on Stax.
OJs.
And from Stax. The OJs are not from Detroit, they're from Cleveland.
Okay, but they didn't go with Motown. But you're talking about acts out of Detroit. I understand.
There was a lot of acts wanted to go to Philly International, when that was happening over there in Philly. We wanted to go, but the power to be over us, which at the time was our executive producer, couldn't seem to make an appropriate deal with the Philly International crew, which is, Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff.
Yeah.
And so we were so upset that we didn't get to do the record with them that we went and cut one of their records, which turned out to be Me and Mrs. Jones.
Me and Mrs. Now I understand you actually orchestrated that record, you and Willie Ford.
No, not Willie Ford. It was produced by Ron Banks and myself. And I arranged
the arrangement I thought was from Willie Ford and yourself, no?
Willie Ford is not an arranger. Where you been?
Well, he told me he took lessons and was trained by John Sousa trained under.
I haven't cut
tutor.
I haven't did anything record-wise with Willie Ford.
Never.
Do you know who Willie Ford is?
He's the bass.
Okay, so apparently you haven't been reading the credits. Ron Banks has always been a producer and a writer, and I've always been an arranger and musician and producer and a writer.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Well, they know now.
Absolutely. Now, how many instruments do you play?
Name some.
The harmonica.
And I'll leave that up to you.
No, but honestly, you play the drums, the lead guitar, the keyboards, any
and
others?
The bass.
And the bass guitar. 6-string, 4-string, 5-string?
4 strings. I play 4 strings. But these are things I've been playing for years, but now I got some new ideas and new things happening, not only with the dramatic, but with myself. I've stretched out now and released a brand new record company called Motor City Hits. If you go to MotorCityHits.com, you'll learn all about Motor City Hits and the artist which is associated with that label at this time. We got acts, classic acts like the Four Tops and Levi Stubbs before he passed away, is his last performance. You have the Miracles with Bobby Rogers. He passed away as well. And so these are guys just got together, and these are songs that have never been out on classic acts. And then we even have a song with Keith Washington.
Yeah, okay.
This on the album. And then acts that never did a record before that's very talented, like Sam Cooke's daughter, Carla Cook. And she's a beautiful young woman, and she's got a song on this CD. And the Dramatics, Ron Banks' last performance, was a song called Bad Girl.
Bad Girl.
And I went in there and cut a song called Come Get You This, by Marvin Gaye, which turned out to be a pretty big stepping record throughout the country and all over the world. And now the record called Come Get To This turned into a whole total CD called Get To This.
Get To This.
So if you can get to that, then you can get to this.
I understand.
And you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And on this CD, it features songs like You Sure Love the Ball, which is also another Marvin Gaye favorite.
You Sure Love the Ball.
That's right. And Cheating on Me is one of the songs on that, which is a original song. And it's a great CD. And that's what we had right now. And we're on tour currently. We've just done San Francisco, Oakland, California, Sacramento. We've done Vegas at the Cannery. We've done the Nokia here in Los Angeles, and we're going to do the Pala Casino.
Okay.
And then go home from there.
Right on. Well, that's outstanding. I mean, you're not as young as you used to be. Does this type of road trip take its toll on your body?
And you're not as young as you used to be either.
Hey. Just a question.
And that's a good friend of mine, Brownie from England, and we're gonna get him to come over and say something good about me. Brownie over in England is one of the biggest jocks over there.
Oh yeah, he spins records.
He spins records, and
Come
he owns
in here,
a club.
Brownie.
Come on in, Brownie.
This man is
he's from
England's finest.
UK. Brownie, talk to him and tell him what you do.
I've been in radio for many years.
Okay.
Around about 34 years.
34 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
I'm
long
35
time.
now.
I started at 1.
I also have worked for the BBC commercial radio.
Really?
Yeah, set up 5FM with the East of England, which is now KISS. So everyone knows the brand of KISS and what it plays.
Now, how long have you been following Mr. Reynolds?
I would say since he was a little boy. No. When they started out, I mean, he was on the second album. And that was many, many years ago.
Absolutely.
So we're not going to give our age away, are we?
Well, that was
They'll
72.
figure it out. They got calculators.
That was 1971, 72.
Well, I'm going to say I'm not going to lend myself to any age.
Okay.
Okay. They've made some of the most wonderful music over the years.
Absolutely.
And the quality of the music, the production of the music has been absolutely superb. And in Britain, they are so big. Everyone loves the Dramatics and LJ, of course, with his solo career as well.
Absolutely positive stuff there.
Tell them some of the things that you've done, Brownie, with a lot of the R&B acts through the years, and some of the people you've worked with in the interviews.
Okay, yeah, I've interviewed nearly everybody, I think, really.
I think so.
Yeah, like there's George Benson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we interviewed George. And of course the Shy Lights, we love the Shy Lights.
Yeah.
They made some great music. And then the Temptations, I've emceed for the Temptations at the O2.
Dennis Edwards or Otis?
No, it was Otis, yeah. And we did that at the O2 Arena. With the O2 Arena, it holds 20,000 people.
Wow.
And it's a Wednesday night.
Wednesday night?
On a Wednesday night in London. They hold 20,000. And also the Four Tops were on the bill. And also Tavares.
Oh yeah. Good groups there.
Yeah,
very good acts.
Yeah,
so what are you planning on doing with this young man here?
I think that's for him to answer, because I love the guy. He's very talented. He's been around for many, many years, and I think he is still going up.
Absolutely.
He's also, the wonderful thing about age is that it's like a bottle of wine. It just gets better
with time. Now, LJ is in LA right now. There's a lot of acts now, and a lot of them are coming this way. Mary J. Blige, Keith Sweat. You've got younger guys that are trying to, hook up with older guys. Do you think that's the direction we should go, or is going?
Well, I think, collaboration is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it enhances the music. For me, it's always about the music. It's never about who's with who. It's like a good record is a good record.
Oh.
And I think the older generation, or not older is the wrong word, the mature generation
Okay.
should work with the young generation, because that will only make them better.
Brownie, how can people hear you, or what can they tune to hear you
Well, if they
over
go,
in the UK from here?
Well, the best way to listen to me, I'm on air right now because it's on what we call a loop.
Okay.
Okay, it's davebrown.eu, European News, and you can listen to programs from February, and they're running right now all the way from England. You can listen anywhere in the world, and that's the wonderful thing. You know, you can hear me on iTunes Radio as well, and also on the BBC. So it's very exciting technology as well, not just for the music, but for people like me. It makes it easier. If you've got talent, if you've got talent, you can get out there.
Absolutely. And these record companies feel that way. I mean, a lot of record companies are saying that in order for them to sign you, you must have some type of following on this social network system.
That's right, and it's accurate as well, because when you look at it, you can see how many hits it's had on YouTube.
Monitors it really well.
And you know, you can't mislead the public with that.
No, and that's what the record labels are saying. They've been misled in the past.
Yes.
They've given away a lot of money, but not to this man. This man has made them some money. So LJ, you have Motor City Hits now, or were you willing to collaborate with any other record label or new talent out there?
I'm always looking for fresh new talent and even classic talent. I'm just looking for talent in general. You know, I got a lot of things that move me.
Okay.
You know, I got a gospel CD out there called The Message, and that's my second one. And I started off cutting one song, just to cut one record on that second gospel CD. And I cut a song called I Believe You Can Make It. And then that song sounded so good that I said, I gotta cut another song, and another song, and another song. So that's how I basically do things. I might say I'm not gonna do something again, and then later on do it. So
that's what it's about, man. And you've been doing it for a long time, and I appreciate it. Mr. Brownie appreciates it, and I'm sure the entire world, all our followers appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just want you to stay in this business.
Can I just say, the wonderful thing about LJ, he appeals to all ages. He'll appeal to 9-year-olds all the way up to 95-year-olds. He really has got a great appeal. And the Hispanics, absolutely, people, guys, you Hispanic people, you love your music and you love him.
They love the dramatics. Are you going to stay dramatic?
I'll always be a dramatic no matter what I do. If I turn out to be a big movie star or a big movie producer, they'll say, hey, that's that movie producer that sang with the dramatics or sang with the dramatics.
And are you willing to step down from a producer's position or chair and help other younger acts?
I'll never step down. I'll always step up. But as I step up, I'll reach and pull those acts up with me and get them in a position that they can make it and be successful in this business, because there's a lot of room at the top. The bottom is crowded.
You hear that, people? So stop going down. Grab a hand that's up there and climb your way up to the top. Hey, this interview was great. Brownie, I appreciate you coming all the way from England.
Man. Thank you.
Having fun with us here in Manhattan Beach. It's a beautiful thing. LJ Reynolds, you know we love you. Keep the music coming, baby. I don't think we can live without it. As I told you a long time ago, you bred this country. Without those love songs, I think the population would be so much smaller. How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
Like I told you, the James and Greg Show. We will bring you the all-out best interviews in the country, in the world, on the planet. We love you. Goodbye for now.
Brownie, did you get your room?
Love me. Baba.